Hi, I'm George Woodbury from College of the Sequoias in Visalia, California, and in this video we're going to talk about horizontal shifts of functions, or the graphs of functions. If you have the graph of a function f of x minus h, that applies a horizontal shift of h units left or right, depending on the value of h. So in this first one, we're going to look at the function f of x equals the absolute value of x plus 3, and this can be rewritten as the absolute value of x minus negative 3. So your value of h is negative 3. That means that we're going to move to the left by 3 units from the main function. So I've already got the points for the absolute value of x on the screen in black. I'm just going to move all of those 3 to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so on. There is the absolute value of x plus 3. Now, I think that that's an easier way to do it if you can see the shift and just move them over. But if you want to think about the points that go with this, what we're really looking for is what values of x plus 3 are equal to 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. And then that would make the absolute value of x plus 3 equal to those numbers. Well, if x plus 3 equals negative 2, then x would have to be negative 5. Subtract 3 from negative 2. Subtract 3, that's why it's moving to the left. When x is negative 5, we get an output of 2. And again, that was the point right here, negative 5, 2. X plus 3 equals negative 1. Subtract 3, we get negative 4. So negative 4, 1 is there, and so on. We would use negative 3, negative 2, and negative 1. But I think it's more efficient if you can spot the shift to just move them over than try to find the right values of x to make this work. I think one other thing, and we'll talk about this in the next video, but the most important point on an absolute value graph, and here let me just go back to the original one, is the point where it turns around. And so this horizontal shift of 3 tells me to move that point 3 to the left and then build the function from there. All right, let's try another one. Here I've got f of x equals x cubed, and then we're going to take the quantity x minus 2 and cube it. So the first thing we need to think about is what value is being subtracted from x. This is x minus 2. That tells me that h is equal to 2, the number that's being subtracted. Since that's a positive number, this is going to be 2 to the right. So I'm going to take all those basic points from that curve, and I'm going to move them 2 to the right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Those last two were wrong. 1, 2, 1, 2, right? 1, 2. And 1 there. So that whole curve is just being shifted to the right from the original graph. Now again, I could be thinking about, okay, when is x minus 2 negative 2? Well, I can figure that out by adding 2. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that would give me those function values. So I could work it out, but I still think it's better off conceptually if you realize that it's a shift of 2 units to the right and then just translate all those points over 2 units to the right. Let me say one more thing about this. So what's a little confusing, I think, for students at the beginning is if we look back to the first problem and I'm looking in that function, I see a positive 3, and positive horizontally usually means to the right. You've got to think about it in terms of x minus some number in there. So x minus negative 3. Negative 3 is a shift to the left. And in the one we just did, x minus 2, Right? We think of -2 when we see that, and we think, oh, that should move to the left. But it's the sign of the number being subtracted. The number being subtracted here was 2. That's a positive number. The shift is to the right.